We're here at the Clayton Center for our March art exhibit, and it's brought to you from Clayton Visual Arts, bringing art to Clayton. And this month we are featuring two groups of artists. We have the Colored Pencil Society, chapter 114th, and I have with me, sorry I'm cheating, Kay Mowry, and he's one of the colored pencil artists. Welcome, Kay.
Thank you, thank you.
Now this is Kay's piece here, this landscape. And Kay, first can you tell me a little bit about the Colored Pencil Society and how often you meet?
Well, it's a chapter that covers all of North Carolina and a couple of folks from South Carolina that have relocated down that way. And we've got almost somewhere between 40 and 50 members in North Carolina of the chapter. And we work predominantly in colored pencil, but many of the artists are mixed media, some watercolor, some different kinds of surfaces that they work on. They don't all work on paper like we do, like I do. So work in a variety of media and colored pencil, although this show is all colored pencil. So, and it's basically drawing in colored pencil, if you will. So basically we're drawing, but we're drawing in colored pencil.
Kay, could you tell us a little more about the technique you used for this piece?
Well, we have a variety of techniques. I tend to work in a kind of a classical manner. I will do the whole piece in shades of gray. The French word is grisaille, and I'll do it in shades of gray, and then I'll apply the color on top of the gray. And the medium is a semi-translucent medium, so you can just layer and layer and layer and layer color. And so you basically go until you think you're done. And this is based on a farm scene down near Clinton. So winter farm scene, nice and quiet, peaceful, and that's basically what I've done.
Do you usually do landscapes, or do you do?
I'm predominantly landscapes. I do an occasional portrait, and I do some architectural work, buildings and cityscapes, but mostly landscapes. So that's where I am.
Okay, well, it's great talking with you, Kay.
Good talking to you.
I'm here with Susan Holmes, and she's here to tell us a little bit about her colored pencil art. Susan, you have a crayfish?
Yes.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
Will you tell us a little bit about the technique you used?
There's not a whole lot to say, but I just, it's all colored pencil. I just color, you know. There's really no special technique. You know, sharp pencils.
You just add till you're done?
Yes.
It looks like the paper has a lot of texture.
You know, it might have been. It was this type of paper that I had a scrap piece of, and I used it, and it was a pale blue to begin with. It wasn't white paper, so I think it helped a little bit.
It's quite luminous. Could you tell us how long you've been with the Colored Pencil Society?
I've been doing it now for 8 years.
8 years.
Yes. And I started at Satoma, the art center in Raleigh, and I took a class with Linda Karfenberger, and I've been doing it ever since, and then I joined the Colored Pencil Society.
Do you do individual competitions or group shows, or how does that work?
I have tried to get artwork juried into shows. I've done it once, and I'm going to try again this year, and there is like group shows like this that we do quite often.
Okay, well, great. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
I'm here with Jim Sanders, and he's another member of the Colored Pencil Society. We're standing here with Jim's piece. It's Guardian of Kate. What was that title?
It's a Kate buffalo.
Okay.
That's where Kate comes from.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the technique that you use for
Okay,
your
the
art?
techniques are, I fell in love with colored pencil about 22 or more years ago. I'd always done oils and then acrylics, and I'd always loved to do charcoal and pencil drawings. And colored pencil is more an extension of drawing than painting. So I really fell in love with that, and I've been with the group ever since they've been formed. And in fact, I was the vice president of the first incarnation of this group.
And when did the group form?
About 1998 or somewhere along there.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is actually mixed media. The blue background is acrylics. I do that occasionally also, mixed media. So whatever works, whatever works, I don't mind using it. So. But I love to do wildlife and also like to do portraits. So that's enough to keep me busy. And I've been teaching classes in colored pencil in Cary since, well, for 12 years. This is going into the 13th year. And I've taught a few classes in Garner at the Senior Center.
Okay.
But it's Cary that I found the colored pencil. And I do techniques. There are 3 different classes I do. One is techniques, one is wildlife, and one is portraits.
Do you have a way for people to contact you about classes or seeing more of your work?
Well, they could, for classes, they could just contact the Cary Arts Center.
Okay.
And you don't need my phone number now.
Hey. Well, Jim brought along a book of portraits that he's done, and they're absolutely incredible, very lifelike. Very nice body of work. We thank you for being here, Jim.
Well, thank you for asking me.
I'm here with Joyce Hunt, and she has this lovely sea turtle, and she's going to tell us a little bit about it. Joyce, could you tell us, I notice there's no glass on your piece. How did you do that?
One of the good features of using it's called ampersand pastel board.
Okay.
And it is it's a board, and it has a tooth on it. It's mainly for pastel, but I love doing colored pencil with it. And the fun part is once you finish your painting, you don't have to put glass on it. You just put a protective coat on it.
A spray coat, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a spray that, and many of us use it even with the ones that have glass. But I love it because it gives a more pastel look to your drawing, and I'm one who likes sort of the impressionistic look. I'm not one to make it look like a camera. I like that part of it. So I use ampersand board a lot with my paintings. In fact, with probably 99% of my paintings are done that way. But,
Have you been an artist your whole life?
No, I've been a mother. I mean, I loved art when I was a child, and you wind up having children and bringing up. I brought up 6 children, and we have 14 grandchildren. And then about 10 years ago, I took a drawing class. I was going to put it on my pottery, and it never made it to. I do pottery too.
Okay.
It never made it to pottery. I wound up getting introduced to colored pencil, and I just love it. And it's a wonderful medium. It's kind of neat because you don't have a mess, and you can pick it up and put it down. And I've introduced it to all my grandchildren too, so they're all doing artwork as well. But like I said, it's been about 10 years now, and joined the Colored Pencil Society. And
how often do you meet with the group?
We actually have a weekly studio that we meet. One of the gals has a clubhouse in which we can use. So we meet unofficially every Monday, and we critique and our work together. There's probably around 25 or so of us that get together. We do have monthly meetings of the Colored Pencil Society, which we actually meet in Cary, and those are our formal meetings. But it's been a neat thing to have the Monday meeting, Monday get together, because it keeps you working, doing something.
So anyone can join if they're interested?
Oh yeah. Anybody who is interested. And as far as our Monday group, you don't have to be a member of the Colored Pencil Society to join our Monday group. It's open to we'll meet somebody and invite them to come, and you don't have to do colored pencil. You can do watercolor if that's what you choose. We don't leave it strictly to that. But to be a member of the Colored Pencil Society, you do have to belong to the national color.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a national group, which that is a stipulation to belong to that. But it's opened a lot of doors. It's been a fun ride, and I've enjoyed it so much. And
That's great. That's really nice.
I did the turtle because we had gone down to St. Thomas and swam with the turtles.
Oh.
So, yes. But that's what this board is. It's now, stay that way forever, hopefully.
Great.
But
thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.
Hi, I'd like to remind everyone that children are welcome and encouraged to attend our art receptions. I'm here with Sonia Hunt, and she's taken advantage of the crayons and pencils that we always have out. We like to encourage the children to, if they're inspired by a piece, to draw something or write about it. And Sonia, why don't you tell us about what you did?
This is my best friend and I at recess from today. We were swinging on the swings. I kind of came up with the idea because my mom has a piece in the Clayton Center, and it's of a little girl swinging.
That's great. Yes, Sonia's mother is an artist, Jill Hunt. So thank you, Sonia, for joining us tonight. I'm here with Jill Hunt, and she's one of our Clayton Visual Arts artists. Jill,
Hi, Amy.
I love your piece.
Thank you very much.
Will you tell us a little bit about your inspiration?
Yes, I actually painted it very recently. It's one of my most recent pieces. I finished it less than a month ago, specifically for this because I wanted something a little bit out of the ordinary under the spring theme. I imagined the feeling I get when the trees start blooming with the flowers. Kind of makes you feel childlike. And I thought back to when I was a kid and used to love to play on the swings and imagine I was swinging up to the sky above the flowers. So that's kind of where it all began.
Is this from your head, or do you use photos?
Kind of a combination. I use some photos to kind of help me get started, but then I take it off in a different direction. Yeah.
And I love the texture you have from your blossoms.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Clayton Visual Arts member John Farr, and John works in oil, correct?
That's correct, oil on canvas, yes.
And he's done a tobacco-born piece called Forgotten. Did you take this photo, or is this a special?
Yes, it's actually a couple of photos. Sometimes I'll take a subject and with a different background than the one it's in, if I like it better. The tobacco barn actually is over near Cleveland, but the tobacco field is here in Clayton. And I put them together to try to get the right composition that I'm looking for on that one.
Do you mostly do landscapes?
Yeah, mostly do landscapes. I do some, I try to usually have something live in it, like I have grandchildren and I put my grandchildren in some of my paintings, like that.
Yes, John has a piece, A Girl on a Swing. Is that your?
Yeah, that's my granddaughter on the swing over there on the other side. Yeah,
Great.
Okay.
And how long have you been with CVA?
I've been with CVA about 6 years now, and I've been painting for about 10 years. I'm originally from New Hampshire, and we moved down here about 7 years ago.
Okay, well, thanks for telling us about your art.
Thank you.
This is CVA member Linda Trebek, and Linda has put a cross-stitch piece in our spring show. Linda, will you tell us a little bit about your love for cross-stitch?
I do it all the time. I can't watch TV without sitting there doing my count and cross stitch. It's just a habit with me. If I put it down, Lyra says good night, and it's usually right because I fall asleep. I do.
How many hours did this take you?
I would estimate 600 or 700 hours to do this. Yeah, it took me 3.5 months, but the weather was really bad this winter, so I had a lot of time to do it, and I worked really hard on it. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's fun.
It's absolutely beautiful, and you have to see it in person to see all the texture of it. It's really beautiful. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
This is Phyllis Harvey, and she's one of our newer CVA members. And this is her piece. What is it called?
It's called
Fantasy of Spring. Phyllis, how long have you been painting?
It's been over a year last January.
Wow.
And I just found that it just started coming out of me. I had Janie as my first teacher and Lisa right now, and they've both been really great inspirations.
This is amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Really
thank
a
you.
beautiful piece.
I like to put a lot of light and color. You can tell that.
Do you paint from your head, or do you have these photos?
This was a little portrait I had long ago when our son was little, and I just added a lot of interest into it. So.
And you work in acrylic. That's
Acrylic,
right.
right.
This is very
So,
nice. Well,
thank you.
Thank you for being part of the show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm excited about it, and it's nice to be part of it too.
Yeah, it's
So,
great having your work up
yeah.
for everyone to see.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
Next month's artist reception will be April 9th here at the Clayton Center, and we will feature 2 artists, Brenda Burr and Sue Avera, and they both work in oils, and they both have a very unique approach to oil, something very different. You won't want to miss it. We hope to see you there.